Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you a bit of 2020 hindsight unit review. So, I've talked about this unit before, but I definitely should have pushed a little bit harder on this. Venomthropes, I think, not even just like out of hyperbole. Let me double check. Look at the list before I say this next sentence. And you'll know what the sentence is given what the title probably is. Yeah, I think I think Venomthropes were our most slept on unit out of 10th edition. I think we should have given it a little bit more a little bit more love. Uh because like check it out. So Foul Spores, Aura. While a friendly Tyranid unit is within 6 inches of this unit, each time a ranged attack, benefit, or cover, 10th edition, everybody gets cover. However, in addition, while a friendly Tyranid unit that's not a monster is within 6 inches of this unit, you get stealth. That's where we probably should have looked at this a little bit more because there's some units that probably would have liked this stealth. Now, there are problems here. There are problems here, but let's go through it. So, Venomthropes, you're not in it for the damage output. Like, that's thing number one. Pure utility for the most part. However, it should be said that Venomthropes having anti-infantry 2 up means that with 5 attacks per model, 0 AP, yes I know, trust me I know, but there is not the absolute worst thing that could be in combat. We have worse combat to be had besides anti-infantry 2 up. But past that though, on a real, actually, anti-infantry 2 up, let's say that the psychophase is in play as everybody keeps trying to throw at me. Plus 1 AP, baby. Anti-infantry 2 up, minus 1 AP, damage 1. Oh my gosh, all the things. On a serious note, though, let's talk about why we probably should have looked at this thing, or these things. Tyranid warriors. So, first up, when everybody was riding high about warriors and when everybody brings them back out again, because we now have the Prime with Lash Whip to attach instead of the Winged Tyranid Prime, um, they're infantry. And while we were doing the warrior spam and invasion fleet in the early days, well, not even spam, like that was like one of the builds that was a bit of a shift, but warriors takes in invasion fleet and then obviously warrior spam and vanguard onslaught. One of the things that I said kind of early on, but I just let die out, if we're going to be doing that, we should be giving them stealth and the benefit of cover all the times, because these shits are very fragile. And now here's the thing to worry about, right? The Venomthropes have 6 inches of movement. They're fairly slow, but if you're going to sit here in my face and tell me that the Warriors are just mixing it up, always get into every charge, oh my gosh, amazing. Also at 6 inches, I think that this unit that I don't really care about getting into combat, I can just let this shit advance all the time, every day, just to get it into position. That way, the things that I want to get into decent positions can have a bit of survivability. So that was kind of like thing number one. Then thing number two is I said it before, and the more the edition rolls on, the more I realize I think we played that Tyrant Guard situation kind of all types of wrong. Like, truth be told, there's no reason to attach them to the Hive Tyrant or Swarm Lord, right? If anything, you're just making it so it's easier to wound the Hive Tyrant or the Swarm Lord because of spillover. They don't get any benefit, really. I mean, they could get a 5 of Feel No Pain if somebody's using precision versus the unit, but because they're monsters, so then this is infantry, so now you got to do the janky thing of moving them around the board. Like, we could have just freed up the points of the tyrants or that the tyrants that you weren't using, like say that you weren't going to take Neuro Tyrant in the list, you already have Swarmy with a unit of Tyrant Guard for like an extra like ablative wounds, and then it's like, all right, fine, I'll do that. And but if we were going to take units of Tyrant Guard, we could have left them off without the other two tyrants. Just take those bricks, and then Venomthropes for stealth, benefit of cover. Back when we had Psychophage with Aura Feel No Pains. Like if we were going this route, we probably should not have done what we did with the Tyrant Guard, really. I think we went the most convoluted route, but GW set us up. Like they put stock into leader and bodyguard units. They were like, "Oh, this is going to be sick. Everybody's going to be leadering all the time, bodyguard type shit." But upon further reflection, they well, past initial reflection, they didn't really try hard to give people reason to attach this unit or like units in general besides just saying I can do it. Like there's some pretty bad leaders out there in 10th edition that is just like, I fine, I'll unbattle shock my unit. Like okay, but with that Tyrant Guard, if we were going to be doing the Tyrant Guard spam in Assimilation Swarm, we've seen it in Synaptic Nexus. Just in general, we probably should have taken the points of those extra tyrants and turned it into Venomthropes for our infantry that we were taking anyway to get stealth out of it on a unit that, again, you can just keep advancing because you don't really care about the damage output. It's like, all right, fine, I'll spend 140 points to put half of my board in stealth, right? Like, and again, this is the other thing. I should have said this at the beginning, but this is a reflection of we should have done these things because now the modern state of the game doesn't care as much. Like like you're just going to get shot. It's just going to happen. The -1 to hit. Like yeah, woo. All right, here's still 56 dice instead of 72. Like it's not the same thing. But hindsight, Harry is where we are. Other one, this one a bit less manageable, but Broodlord Genestealers. I've talked about this. They have an invuln. They scout. This is probably the unit now that I look at where I'm like, well, our Vanguard Onslaught list has been 30 fucking Genestealers, which are infantry, uh, for the past 2.5 years. And I've said it, and I should have said it some more. Squad of Venomthropes in this loadout probably would have helped more while we're sitting there like, well, what the fuck else do I take? I've run out of Genestealers. Shit, anybody got like any ideas? What the fuck do we put here? We probably could have helped our Vanguard Onslaught list a bit more with that durability, and I use that term loosely here. But one of our issues in that detachment is you're trying to get some ounce of output from these units, right? They're not the most damaging, but they're one of our better damaging options. And but on the flip side is everything's fragile as shit. So it would have been nice that past Broodlord Genestealers, maybe you're not using the 18-inch loadout because it's already too late for that. It's like, well, shit, everything is within uh fucking this stratagem's range. It's like whatever. Uh, Probably should have thrown some Venomthropes and some more lists in 10th edition. Pyrovores coming back to Assimilation Swarm. This is another one where when people were trying to make the Assimilation Swarm build, it's like, oh, I can't do it. It requires fucking oodles of Pyrovores that I'm not going to spend $120 on. And hey, I tell you that's a good decision. Back in the when it was like 120, now it's well, we don't need to talk about the economy right now. Anyway, for oodles of fucking money. Yeah, I tell you not to do that too. But for the people that have had oodles of pyrovores while we were taking oodles of tyrant guard, it would have been helpful to keep the list alive with fucking Venomthropes while again we had the psychophage right fucking there. Um, so feel no pain aura, stealth aura. Yeah, we should have been doing that. And then here we go with the latest edition of maybe hyper adapted Raveners and Raveners. The other thing that besides of not giving a fuck about putting an advance on the Venomthropes is they could also come out of a fucking hole and just be in spots that you need that stealth on units like the Raveners, which are infantry. While we also came back to revisiting trying to get fucking warriors into combat because come out the hole and throw them into combat, right? So that's another one of we should have just like maybe attempted this one. This one less so than the others. Now, you're wondering why I don't have gaunt spam here, because that's what we did. That's the only time that we did the fucking Venomthropes, besides before the Zoes could attach to the Neurotyrant. We did that for a little bit, but we should have been using any of these other options besides just gaunt spam. If we were going to be taking these infantry heavy lists, we should have been taking the Venomthropes. Now, other point though. There's two other points that's like, all right, I can see it. Some of our infantry, the other infantry that we'd be looking at, Von Rhines, Leapers, Lictor, Death Leaper, Neurolictor, already have stealth. So to that point, fine, don't worry about it into those regards. And on the other hand, our infantry aren't the most damage dealing of the infantry. Like if you look at every other faction and their infantry, you go, yeah, that makes sense. He can probably beat a couple people up. You look at ours, and then you look at ours, and then you look at ours. It's like, yeah, okay, they might hurt half a squad if they stub their toe on it. Like, cool, fine, whatever. So I could see not trying to play too much into that aspect, but the Venomthropes probably would have given us better lines where we were going to be relying on the benefit of cover anyway, right? You currently play that funky game where it's like, all right, I'm going to put my exocrine angled at this angle here. There's a line down here. Yep, that's definitely in range. Probably could have got better angles, which helps the overall game plan with things like that. Um, Instead of having to like do the weird thing where it's like, nope, the corner of my tippy tail is on this building, so I get benefit of cover. Like, it would have made it feel less gamey for people. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, it's 10th edition. Rules are the rules. It was going to happen, right? It was going to happen. But Venomthropes probably would have let you get that extra inch or so of, well, I was going to depend on the benefit of cover anyway, and I should not make my opponent feel this way about, oh, can they see all my model? Who cares? You're within 6 inches of the Venomthropes. So, yeah, that's my thing. Like, in hindsight and foresight into 11th edition, maybe, we probably should have used the Venomthropes a bit more than we did. Like, truth be told, we should have explored these bad boys a lot more. But yeah, if you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.